My name is Julio Lopez Fenner. I'm a member of the Computer Science Department at the Universidad de la Frontera in Temuco. I am in charge of the work group for cybersecurity as a part of the initiatives of the Computing Center for Modeling and Scientific Computation. My interests lie in the fields of cryptography and multi-party computation, as well as the information security.
Hello, my name is Mauricio. I am member of Computer Science and Informatics Department at the University of La Frontera. I am part of the department's Cybersecurity group and a member of the Software Engineering Study Center. My area of interest are related to information security management.
Hello, my name is Carlos Cares. I'm the head of the Software Engineering Study Center at the University of La Frontera in Temuco, Chile. My main research line is software engineering and the particular case of software engineering for intelligent systems.
So when we talk about ontologies, we are talking about some conceptualization in a particular domain. And in this conceptualization, we need a specific level for making knowledge explicit. Ontologies are agreements about these conceptualizations that are shared. Also, from the perspective of the representation of knowledge, an ontology defines all primitives or representational primitives with which we want to model this domain of knowledge. And of course, it requires a language in which these things have to be expressed. And normally, the primitives are typically classes or sets, together with attributes or properties, and also the relationships between these sets and classes between them. As far as technologies associated, we can distinguish between modeling languages like UML or mind maps. Of course, text representations, which correspond to a syntax, certain syntax. We refer to, in our work, we refer to this OWL or RDF XML. And we need some editors for establishing these syntactics and establishing the classes we are dealing with. And a set of machines or reasoners, which we distinguish some of them like Base, Visor, or Mastro, or Trill, and Trill-P and Tornado, which are probabilistic reasoners for description logics in Prolog. So information security management deals with defining, implementing, and controlling a set of actions and policies aimed at precisely protecting the information assets in order to ensure the triad of CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability.
Security management through the use of ontology focuses on semantic knowledge base and reasoning engines to determine both compliance status of the information assets of an organization, as well as the countermeasure already implemented. However, this type of approach to security management has some limitation. For example, there is no ontology that can represent even 50% of a security standard. The advantage of a pragmatic approach are the clarity matter, human readable size, the mutual propriety recognizes in terms of possible interactions, to focus on token type more than token recognitions, the omnipresent system which aims enhances security, intentional agents, the abduction as a valid reasoning systems, and the individual as possible hypothetical facts.
There are different other proposals about ontology in this area. We will analyze some of them. The first one is the Thomas and Grisaldi proposal. We present each analysis in 3 columns. I will mention only one questionable representation and one deficiency. In the case of the questionable representation, I want to remark that the risk values have a discrete range, what is good because we have possible value for our risk, but also this means a limitation about the numeric value, for example. In the case of the deficiency, this ontology don't have any mention to the domain area of some standards, so it's not possible to verify the accomplishment of any standard. In the case of the signal pandate proposal, here, for example, as case of good representation, we have that risks can be represented as a probability. In the case of questionable representation, is from the modeling point of view. For example, severity measure is a class in place of that which only measure or countermeasure, and severity having severity has a property. In the case of deficiency, for us it's a relevant deficiency that the control don't have dependency among them, which is critical in the case of if we have an economic point of view in some decisions, some controls allows the implementation of other controls. So a budget provided for security cannot be optimized in this case. The third proposal to analyze is the proposal of Romanovskite. In this case, we have a questionable representation. Is that the personnel and policy, security policy, is are subclasses of the organization, and it seems that they use the tool of ontologies like a mind map. So we need to reinterpret these ontologies, but it's not possible to use reasoners over on these ontologies due to a basic concept is not considered. In the case of deficiency, this ontology does not consider the risk assessment, and the concept of risk as part of the ontology, so risk assessment are not possible. Ontology that we called PrISMO, we have used some mind maps using implicit relationship in it. Also, we are using Protege. In the case of the syntax, we are using OLRDF, and also we have some implementation by using the tree reasoner. Several concepts in our ontology. We use the general concept and the particular concept referred to the information security management. On risk, we have an example. For example, we have the general concept of risk as part of the ontology, and we have the information asset risk as a particular concept in our ontology, but both are part of our ontology. On the same couple of concepts, we have some implication. For example, when we say that a risk is an undesired event, this undesired event is for some agent. So we need to be clear who is this agent. So there's a system, this is target of damage, and possible measures means that can be defined or not in terms of the number of the quantification to measure, and can take place or not in the reality. So these differences are the space for possible management decisions. In terms of individuals, it's necessary to be clear that some individuals depend of the particular organization, and other individuals can be part of the ontology. For example, general controls, and other individuals can be offers like examples in order that this ontology be useful. In the case of our ontology, and due to the gaps guide management decisions, we need to represent all different states of the individuals. For example, in this case of controls, we need to represent those controls that has been assessed, that have been rejected, or has been implemented. In PrISMO ontology, for represented property, we use also properties between basic concepts, because when we add the information security concepts, and by inheritance, this new concept already have the basics properties. If the case of without this is more complicated. For example, we have this other model in the case of without basic reference to properties. In the case of PrISMO, we have tried some existing inference machine like Trill. Trill allows including the RDF version of the ontology, and also it's possible to extend the existing reasoning machine by using additionally product predicates. In this case, we have used these three technologies in order to deduce that some control represent also a new vulnerability that need to be handled. This is the last point of our presentation. In order to accomplish the goal of to be open, we provide our ontology in this website, and also we have provided a way to let comments. So please check it and let us your comments. Well, finally, we have our conclusions. The first one is that the ontology in information security management is a research topic that we have several ontology here, but most of them are huge and do not guide management actions. So we have proposed our own ontology for information security management, which is small, and it includes basic concepts, and we have also shown that some existing reasoning machines can be used, and we have shown an example that some management alarms are triggered. For the case of fieldworks, we need to think about the limit between using ontology just for modeling, but we have cleared that the existing technology can be used more intensely in order to get some benefits of ontology representations. So also we detect that we need to include other topics like contingency plans, because in all ontology it's not part of the ontology, and also it's part of the information security management. So we need to walk this way. And also we need to improve the connection with basic concepts, because there are already represented foundational ontologies that we can use in order to connect our concept to more basic concepts in order to be more clear with the meaning of the classes and individuals in the ontology. Well, thank you very much for your attention. Here you have our emails, and we will be happy of answering any question about our ontology. Thanks again.